Hello, Twitch chat and YouTube listeners, viewers of the future. Uh, Vintage League time on Thursday night. I won't be able to play the Vintage Showcase on Saturday due to a wedding. Not my wedding, as you know. We're very single. We are. We are. It's you and me, chat. I'm roping you into this. Anyways, we're playing some Aluren today. Legacy Staple Fringe combo deck, Aluren. Any player may cast creatures that cost 3 or less without paying their mana cost, and as though they had flash. The reason we're trying out Aluren today is because of the brand new Adventures in the Forgotten Realm card, Acerac. Yes, the Arclich. So basically how this works is there's some dungeons. Pull them up on screen for a quick sec. There's some dungeons, yep. They do things. And the Ace Rack, the Arclich, says as long as you have not completed the Tomb of Annihilation, one of the 3 dungeons, it bounces back to my hand and we venture into the dungeon. So, if you just choose to never do the Tomb of Annihilation, you can continuously venture through the Lost Mind of Phandelver, which has Scry, Treasure, drain your opponent for 1 life, and draw a card. So, with our Aluren, we continually complete the Lost Mind of Phandelver, though I know that you don't have to actually complete it. We can respond to the draw trigger and jump back in. But yeah, so basically this and this is a 2-card combo that drains your opponent for lethal. Backing this up, we've got a very fair bug shell, looking at things like Baleful Strix, Deathrite Shaman, Uro, Leovold. I got a Grist in here. I thought that'd be kind of interesting. I haven't played with this card yet. It's a creature planeswalker, so I can cast it off a Aluren, which is pretty sweet. Restricted blue and black cards, green-black removal spells, the whole shebang. I don't know about this mana base. I have a Mystic Sanctuary, a Strip Mine, and also a Forest, which might be overdoing it. But we're playing, a bunch of bug dual lands and trying just to... We kind of took a bug shell. We trimmed a little bit of like the Wasteland idea, and we're playing a bit of more of like a fair Mystic Sanctuary Uro deck. Lots of permission, 6 forces, and then you have Delve and the creatures. In the sideboard, we've got Hull Breachers and Opposition Agent, which are pretty nice with Aluren, and I think are pretty good in the metagame right now. Some Graveyard Hate, Force of Vigor, obviously. Endurance, which has been pretty good in like this doomsday world that we live in, as well as Collector Oof. So, a fair bug combo creature control mid-range. Those are all the terms. All together, all at once. It'll be exciting. Hopefully it'll be, it looks pretty playable to me. My normal stance is if you have Ancestral and Force of Will, you can get away with most things in Vintage. So this is, by all means, not the craziest thing that has ever been tried. So I'm excited to see how it works out. All right, welcome to round 1 of the Vintage League with Aluren. Let's go into the dungeon. Perfect. Having to learn. Keep. Okay, well, we'll just disagree, and we'll see when it comes through, Dante. All right, so I'm interested, I think, in just playing Sanctuary here. I don't want to fetch a non-basic and have it get wastelanded. But I also don't want to fetch an island, so... I mean, those numbers are heuristics that you have ingrained in your mind for Standard. Vintage doesn't play by the same rules. When you have Ancestral Recall, Demonic Tutor, Gush, these things are thrown off balance. Underground Sea is a bad sign to me, because I figured Crazy would be playing like a fair deck, but this could just be Doomsday, right? Merchant Scroll for Ancestral. I'm gonna let them use all their mana this time. A lot of times in 2021, you let the Merchant Scroll, you counter the Merchant Scroll so they can't cast Ancestral and have it regrow with Sanctuary. But I think the way my opponent's mana situation is, I would much rather them spend the mana now. It's probably Breach. Yeah, Crazy was playing some Breach before. Force pitching Brain Freeze means it's Breach. If we counter this, we really have nothing going on. But, I mean, what else, like, are we really countering? I guess if they just play an Underworld Breach on the next turn, it's really bad for us, but I don't know. Pretty off it. Crazy has killed many of our dreams in the past few weeks while playing Breach in leagues. The nice thing is if we just draw lands, we can play Force Negation. So, like, here's, like, a great example where Aluren is just completely useless. And if I had more in my deck, I would be very upset. Jesus Christ. Okay, yeah, sure. If your hand has Black Lotus, Merchant Scroll, Demonic Tutor, Force, it's probably pretty good. Yep, just breach things. I mean, I assume they just get Underworld Breach and just try to draw into red source. Yeah, their hand's way better. They have more restricted cards than we do. Like, what do you want from me? Hashtag vintage. Draw better. If we do draw a land, negation's not bad. Not exactly a land. A good reason to like it more. See if they have land. Yep, land breach. No. Maybe they're waiting for protection. Interesting. I'd love to just jam this Leo, but if my opponent plays... Yeah, I don't think I'm allowed to actually cast Leo here. I think we need to draw into a blue card next turn to cast Leo. I'd love to be able to cast Leo there, but it's just not possible. It'd be very good against, like, the Ancestral Plan. Yeah, I'm not allowed to counter this, because I have to assume that they DT'd for Breach. Man, my opponent's deck just, too strong. Alright, are you jamming now? They're not jamming yet. It's good for me. I'd love to draw blue card. That's gotta be the worst possible draw. Because it doesn't even cast this Aluren. I guess we can play around Days. PO is typically the deck with the most restricted cards, yes. The pain in the ass to write PO down on one of those deck register sheets. An absolute nightmare. My opponent has drawn a bunch of dead cards, it looks like, because they're... I assume they DT'd for Breach. And I guess they're waiting for a counter magic. Alright, we've successfully found a blue card, so I am down to jam this Leovold now. Blue, green, black, Leo. Man, this Aluren is so bad. We could get Force of Willed here, I guess. Oh, they have Pyro? Jeez. What year is this? Wait, if they had Pyro, why aren't they casting Underworld Breach? Am I missing something? Even if they, like, didn't have 2 Brain Freezes in their deck, you could still just, like, Ancestral a couple times. Yes, casting Aluren with my 1 Tropical Island is, quite the idea. I was talking, I did mention that when I drew my second Underground City there. There's no way I would ever not cast a Breach with Pyroblast backup. A like lethal Breach with Pyroblast backup. They are 100% playing Breach as there's a Brain Freeze in exile. 1000%. One does not simply play a Brain Freeze. Assassin's Trophy is not really very good. Is it lethal? Yes. This is like a very, very lethal graveyard. If they choose to do nothing again, I'm pretty sure I will Assassin's Trophy a Tundra. Maybe I'll actually Assassin's Trophy a Red Source. Yeah, I'll probably Assassin's Trophy a Red Source. Like, there's not very good draws here. Because if we had like another blue card, then I could have cast Negation plus Force of Negation. If we had a, you know, okay, yes. Like, what am I supposed to do here? Am I supposed to just Negation, pitching, Negation? I guess so. If anything else doesn't give me two things. All right, so they found Force of Will. So the problem here is they get to cast Ancestral no matter what. So if they cast Merchant Scroll or Black Lotus first, it's really good for us. If they cast Merchant Scroll first, it's probably the best for us. Just casting Ancestral first. Yes, I literally said that. Boobles, come on. That's like the first thing I mentioned. I disagree. It uses up their mana. Yeah, I mean that would be them using their mana, which I'm like certainly okay with. So they played Ancestral with... This makes me think they don't have a second Brain Freeze in their deck. Because it kind of seems like they're casting Ancestral with Pyroblast backup, right? So this ends up being very good for us. Because they don't have any other spells to cast from their yard because they chose to cast Ancestral first. They still are going to resolve Ancestral Recall and have 3 mana and 3 new cards, and I have nothing because because I have an Aluren in my deck. All right, we live another day. I guess we want to draw Ancestral. All right, we have an Aluren. Does it resolve? I guess. No, it doesn't even resolve. Jeez. Okay. Fun. It's better than our Ancestral getting negated. So, Night's Whisper. I certainly didn't get to play much Magic this game. Ah, Ancestral again, you say? It does kind of make me regret not forcing the Merchant Scroll. I definitely had that option. Maybe I should have. Classic Flusterstorm with my opponent having 7 lands and a Moxen. My opponent's going to cast many more Ancestrals than me in this game. Vintage, great format. All right, I'm going to let them play out this Breach just so I can see if they have a second Brain Freeze. Because the way they played the previous round, it didn't really seem like they had a second Brain Freeze. So. Here's the trick, though. Breach doesn't actually need Brain Freeze to win. If you just cast Ancestral 6 times in a game, you're probably going to win anyways. Alright, well, let's just see if they have Brain Freeze. Maybe they should just cut the Brain Freeze combo completely from the deck, so everyone just plays around getting Brain Freezed, and then they don't have to have a bad card in their deck. Next level, Breach them. Man, what a... I remember the days when that deck wasn't getting played anymore. It's a sad time. What are we bringing in, not me? Well, you don't want this. Can we just cut the Alurens? I want to just like cut all of the Aluren package. Play bug control. There we go. We'll just play one of each. Perfect. Pretty sure everything is bad. Like, Strix is just always going to be bad unless my opponent plays creatures, right? I really do not like bringing in Force of Vigor against Breach. I don't really think Collector Rift's that good either, but... this is certainly more controlling. One Aluren, one Arclich. I mean, we have the blue spells to pitch to Force, so I don't think it matters too much. Is it still going to be Aluren if we just board into just one Aluren, one Arclich? No, the Jailer actually is good, is like a card Breach plays. Yeah, I just want to like put in more cards that are interactive. Interesting. It was too good. We had to restrict it. Yeah, I'm gonna jam Deathrite. I'm gonna land Sapphire, Deathrite, pass, and then we'll look to opposition agent our opponent. I guess we want to go tropical, so that if our Deathrite dies and we don't have a land, we can just play Oof. Man, Oof is like just so bad. Maybe I shouldn't have brought in Oof. Non a fetch land. Time Walk. Okay. So they kept what? A 6-card hand on the draw? Swords. Okay. Missed a land drop. This puts us pretty far away from opposition agent. But I think it's fine with Force and Misstep and cutting them off another mana source. We do have a strip mine. Brainstorm is certainly liable to lock them here, but the upside is like far too high. If they just like find a fetch land, get rid of dead cards, I think it's like really bad for us. So I'll definitely take a land drop. A fetch land next would be beautiful. If we can just deploy an opposition agent before they fetch, be fantastic. Oh, they found another Tundra. I'm surprised there are 2 Tundras in my opponent's deck. They must be, like, very truly, what, 4 colors? It's kind of wild. Robe Forest. Oh, this interests me. Let's see what you have going on here. Sprite Dragon, Pyroblast. And a Force. Wow. All right, so they really changed it up post-board here. I mean, I didn't bring in Graveyard Hate, so it works out okay for me. But I definitely think I'm going to take these Collector Roofs out if we play another game. I just want to get this Opposition Agent down before they fetch. Looks like that might happen here. Yeah, of course. Yeah, we'll definitely be rearranging post-board here. They drew another non-fetch land. All right, so I definitely walked into my opponent top decking Fluster or Negation. But I also don't think waiting is any better. Like, I think waiting and, like, trying to get them to crack a fetch was worth it, but I think, like, continually waiting is not. So my opponent can obviously have drawn Fluster or Negation here. I don't think they would keep in Negation, but Force pitching Dragon, Force pitching Force, and looks like a Resolved Agent. No more lands in yard. Preordain's nice. Deathrite Sanctuary. I don't want those. I also don't really want that either, but this is a pretty fast clock. This is the problem with playing so many colors in your blue deck. Like, you can just sometimes just draw no fetches. Like, my opponent is, like, very, like, they played Night's Whisper, Sprite Dragon, Breach, Demonic. Like, they're not just, I mean, they're probably lightly in black, I guess, but they're on at least 2 Tundra, 2 Seed, 2 Volk, and an Island, which I think is, like, an unacceptable mana base in 2021 because the format is, like, very dependent on wastelands or revolves around wastelands. Like, they're very deep into white. Swords to Fairy. Well, I still can't cast anything. Classic. Classic collector oof we got going on here. Don't think I win this game if they hit a fetch right now. Yo, what's up, Eric? Thanks for the raid. Hope your league went okay. This probably finds them a fetch, which is quite bad for me. Every time I've ever played Collector Roof, I've always drawn Lotus. 100%. All right, they went bottom top, so they did find they found it without a fetch. They found the red source without a fetch, so I still don't even have Deathrite for black mana. Impressive. So I assume they play a Sprite Dragon here. I do think we will probably eventually win if we hit a black source with an active Deathrite Shaman, but who knows?
I don't think you can pilot a Polist without Portable Hole and complain about 2 drops. Signed, someone not playing Portable Hole. PO is the best deck in the format and always has been. We just didn't know how to build it. Especially before they print a.
Yep. It do be like that sometimes. Thank you, Blessed Basketball, for this copy pasta that we have now. Jeez. Why can't you just bounce my collector? Come on now. Fetch lands. Oh my lord. Impressive. Very impressive. I did find a blue card for Forest, but you know, I'm not as excited as I once was. I'm really not. Somehow, I don't think we're winning this game. I guess they do have to block this oof at some point. So when this oof finally dies, maybe we can play Magic again. God. Did do be like that. All right. Get in there, team. I mean, they do have to find an answer to both. My opponent has 0 fetches. They have 6 blue lands in play, and they've fetched 0 times. Tell me I'm not the most unlucky. It's okay. I guess if they make a creature, they can block this without killing it. Oh my god. I still have to draw another opposition agent. This is the worst game. No. No, they fetched 0 times. I fetched once, and I used it to cast my opposition agent the first time. I'm not even allowed to swing in. I'm actively not allowed to swing in. Because then they can swing back. I am holding them at bay by this collector roof being in play. Because the minute it leaves play, I can drain them for 2. You can't make this up. I think we're going to lose this game. I didn't think it was possible to lose this game, but we found a way. Justin finds a way. A classic tale of... They played another land without fetching! What is their mana base? Is it 1C? I thought they had 2 Cs in game 1. 7 islands? Wild. I guess it's 8 islands, right? They have a sanctuary. So 8 islands, 7 fetches. Just cast all 4 preordains in 1 turn. This is lethal, right? This blocks. I take 8. All right, I guess I'm not dead yet. They do have to pressure me though, because if I draw a fetch land, they die. I guess they can just bolt this or swords this. In which case I just die. What the? I mean, I play Ancestral and Preordains too, I swear. Trust me, chat. Yeah, they're currently plus Pyro 3 spells away. Incredible. They're 1 spell away. It's disgusting. So gross. Yeah, I know about that one. You got another one? No, we're just not having a good time, Falcon. My opponent is casting Ancestrals and we're not. Not a good time. Just another Vintage League. Vintage is so unplayable right now. I'm so off it. Why can't it be Storybook Brawl? Yep. My opponent now has lethal through Collector Roof block. So technically, we could still draw. No, because they're gonna no. I guess they're just gonna get forced with this. Under no circumstance should we have registered Bayou. No, I mean I have to. I mean, Gush is not. Nothing is going to kill me at this point because I have to block with this Deathrite no matter what. So like, I can't. Like, they'd have to cast 6 more spells. The problem is, how do I kill my opponent? Which I assume involves... Is there even a creature in the graveyard? No. There's no creatures. And there's no lands, because my opponent has drawn 0 fetches. There's no Harpy in our deck. So I'm pretty sure we need, like, Ancestral into Deathrite Time Walk. Ancestral into Fetchland, Deathrite Time Walk. Does this thing have a Drain 2 mode? No. I would have to do a lot of stuff to get to a Drain 2. No, I could do each player loses 1 life. So if I drew 2 of these... I'm trying to figure out if I'm supposed to cast an opposition agent right now, and I think the answer is just no. I need the mana for my turn. I mean, this is assuming my opponent has no interactive pieces, right? Once you start a dungeon, you have to complete it. I see. Pyroblast, I assume. It's kind of crazy for them to keep in Pyroblast against me. I think I wouldn't, but like, I'm Bug, right? Maybe 1 or 2. I guess it's fine. They just have 2 Pyroblasts. Incredible. Alright, I guess I can still Uro into Ancestral, but I don't know if that's even going to get me there at this point. How about having a dead card? How about having some fucking I have to make it through a whole league of this. I don't know, chat. I don't know. Okay, round 2. We're gonna play normal games of Magic the Gathering. It'll be fun and everyone will be happy. Except I have an Aluren in my hand, so I'm automatically not very happy. But we'll keep it. Can you turn off my stream? If you're in the stream, turn off the stream. I want to tell you what's in my hand. Weird message. I've got it off. Not watching. Why does it sound like you're listening? Weird chat. Is this even a keep? If you're not keeping this, like, what are you doing? Like, you have a force, you have an answer to Bazaar of Baghdad. Like, you have to keep this hand, right? Like, it's not like you're covered versus every archetype. You have removal for any permanent, and you have Force of Will. You have mana to cast your spells. I don't know. It's not the greatest hand by all means, but it's... I don't know if it's a hand that I would mulligan. Yeah, it's mostly not me's list, but I tweaked some things. Ah. Fantastic. Am I getting to get negated here? So what's the count for Ancestrals cast? My opponents have cast 6 Ancestrals, and I have cast 0 Ancestrals. It's kind of how I feel about blue matches in Vintage. Ooh, rug. Exciting. Pyro? After I've like spouted that Pyroblast is at its after I've been saying for weeks that Pyroblast is at its lowest that it's ever been, I've just been mono manhandled by Pyroblast, and I'm not even playing like a deck that Pyroblast is super good against. I'm playing like a bug creature deck. But God, we have just been run over by Pyroblast today. Jeez. Let me guess. Tarmogoyf? You seem like a Tarmogoyf gamer. Oh no. That's exciting. You what? I didn't expect Tropical Island, Volcanic Island, Tundra, Lavinia. But it does technically stop my Aluren. So I guess I have to kill it. Which is not really something I wanted to do. Let's find out if they have a basic in their deck. How does it stop Aluren? Because I cast the spells for free. And it get countered. No, I'm not saying that it's stopping Aluren. Like, I'm saying that it's making this card useless. But now, I'm jamming, and we're winning the game. Oh, it resolved. Alright, I'm going to cast this Arc Lich. That resolves? Alright. I guess we win. What? Alright, this is a really small. You know, I expected nothing less. I expected absolutely nothing less. This is exactly what should always happen. Send an error report. Awesome. Fantastic. God bless. That would be great. If dungeons are just bugged, I can drop the league and file for comp. That would be ideal. That would be absolutely ideal. Oh boy. Fantastic. Magic the game just does not want me to play it recently, I swear. I think it's like an 1,000 wallpaper folder from like 5 or 6 years ago. Thank you for subbing, Merja. Oh, you think we're gonna be able to get back into this game? Because I'm not convinced we are. Oh, we're in sideboarding. Oh. Oh, okay, we're in sideboarding now. I'm guess we'll bring in Old Breachers. I assume they conceded, but I don't really know. I'm just gonna keep all the value cards in, and I'm just gonna trim on these negations, I think. Or I'm gonna trim on a negation and a fluster. I don't know, something like that. I'm glad I could show you all the very interesting combo deck that we're playing, but MTGO is way off that. Way off that. All right, this looks fine. I hope this is good against my opponent. I have no idea, because I don't know what they're playing. Is this going to be like a Ren and 6? I know they're playing Lavinia, but I don't understand why exactly. Right, okay, well, I'm gonna go make some green mana. Can I have a grist? What does this do? Oh, it's Duretti. Beautiful. I have a Duretti. I got an insect. Fantastic. I knew I wanted it for some reason, but I couldn't remember why. It's because it's Duretti. This kid's Planeswalkers. Exciting. There's a lot of text on this card, Hiko. You can't expect me to read it like that. Oh, someone should clip the crash, because that is just good Twitter content if I've ever seen it. Swords to Plowshares targeting Deathray Shaman. Well, I certainly didn't want that to happen, but yes, I can also cast it off Aluren, which is the cool part. Exciting. Gotta make my oh no, this is gonna bounce my insect. Interesting. Like, I don't really want to counter this, but then if I don't counter it, I can't counter spells on the next turn, because they're gonna bounce this insect and I won't have a creature to sacrifice. But I guess that's fine. I'm never getting to this Uro anyways. Let's just counter this. They're pretty low on resources, so denying them a card is kind of nice. And I found an Aluren. Perfect. Ooh. Ready. Combo. Brainstorm. And then mill the card we... Ooh. See, look at that. Perfect. Though I did draw a fetch anyways. But I guess we want... What do we want? Do we want any of these? None of these? I guess we can decide if we want another... We're never going to want another Lich. So it didn't really get anywhere, because we're still going to have to fetch away the Force of Will anyways. So it's not like we got anywhere. I guess I would rather mill over the... I don't know. It doesn't really matter, does it? It would have been interesting if I had not hit a fetch land, because then I could actually mill over a card I didn't want. Mill over the creature in case you alt? Yeah, but what if I want the second creature? What if they thought seize me and they take the Arc Lich? You don't know they're not playing black. Yeah, I probably should have milled over the creature for the ultimate. You're totally right. But you're also Twitch chat, so we can't actually tell you that you're totally right. That would be against the rules. I still do not really know what my opponent is doing. But that's okay. All right, I get to start a dungeon this turn. No, you see, I wanted to keep the other Arc Lich in my deck, so after they Swords to Plowshares, I have more targets. I'm too smart. What can I say? All right, I am going to cast this Gray Ogre, and then we'll find out what I do with it together. So let's go look at the dungeons. So, shall we dungeon into the... Can I be in 2 dungeons at once? No, I cannot be in 2 dungeons at once, so I should just go into the Lost Mine of Phandelver then. Seeing as next turn I could draw a Aluren and win, right? Alright, so we're going to scry. I'm going to go into the Lost Mine of Phandelver. And I'm going to... What is happening? Okay. I'm going to bottom this. I already have an Arc Lich. Why do I need a Preordain? Game didn't crash this time, so that's already a marked improvement. I still don't know what my opponent is doing. But I'm extracting value, so... What did they do? They shuffled and missed? Fair. Hull Breacher. Also probably good. Probably just cast it now, right? What else could I get? A Goblin or a Treasure? I guess if I get a Treasure, I win on the next turn. I really don't think their deck can beat 1,000,000 So I could get a Treasure off of my Arc Lich so that next turn I could cast Aluren. Or I could just jam a Hull Breacher. Which I kind of think is better. Like if they have to force this, right? If I guess they could have Pyroblast. They just have nothing. Okay, well. They could have balance. That is theoretically true. Yeah. Oh, they found another land, so they just what are they doing now? Leovold. Seems good. I'm just gonna attack first. This Grist's the army of insects. All right. Blue, green. Oh, is this their own Hull Breacher? Ah. I accept. Little did they know I have another Hull Breacher. Kind of. Something like that. Right, Abrupt Decay. I'm glad I didn't draw that. Black, green, blue, another Hull Breacher. You ever ult and just drain your opponent for 2? I guess it's not drain. Just lose life. Just real get him. Ooh, that's lethal. Another Hull Breacher? Deceiver Exarch. Okay, this is the person from chat. I don't know why they're in white then. I don't think I would be in white. I don't think I had lethal. What are you talking about, chat? My opponent's blocking, they're going to 5? Not really lethal. The nice thing is we can kill this Deceiver Exarch with our Grist so we don't die. But first, let's try to win the game, I guess. All right, cast with Aluren. Damn, we really went off in this round. Shall we venture through the dungeon together? Are we over it? This thing's a 5/5? Incredible. Mystic Sanctuary. Okay. Force of Will. How we draw into it? Oh. Not Hull Breacher is actually going to come back and bite me here. Yeah. All right. Asarak down. I can drain my opponent for 3 and put them to 1. Which seems worse than just killing this Deceiver Exarch. I may sacrifice a creature. That one. That one. All right, cool. I still have an army of insects. Damn it, not Hull Breacher. How dare. Blue, green, Time Walk. Okay. Deceiver Exarch off Aluren. What if they went Deceiver Exarch off Aluren? Slam second Volcanic Twin. That would have been lit. GG's. They had it. They actually pitched a Deceiver Exarch to Force of Will. So if they weren't going to die. Ah, we're red and 6ing. So we're 4-color twinning. That is not how I would build that deck. But I like blue-red twin. I don't think I would fit all this other stuff in. We'll take it. So we didn't actually end up getting to go into the dungeon too much because MTGO crashed, but... oh, boy. Okay. Round 3. Maybe we'll make it through an entire dungeon this time. We'll find out. Keep. Hand's great. Got fetch lands, you know, those are good with Deathfire Shaman. Uh-oh. Never mind. My hand sucks. You see, I thought this hand looked good, but turns out my opponent's not playing Magic. Yes, it's a kind of like bug life. I even in my bug decks, we got to get a little combo going. But yeah, overall, far too fair. I agree. Am I supposed to fetch basic forest here? And I can't brainstorm, so I guess not. Mental misstep the root walla? No. Why do I give a shit about this root walla? This root walla is not changing the ability to pump off of a Gaia's Cradle. So it's a 1/1 and I have a Deathrite Shaman in play. Losing 2 life is like a big deal. Well, now I can't block anything because not only does my opponent have 6 free power, but they also have the land that makes mana, the only land in their deck that makes mana, and 2 squeeze. This deck's so fair, man. I'm so glad this deck exists. Fuck. It would not have mattered. If I had countered a Root Walla, they still have 2 mana to make a Cradle. Like, under neither situation can I block. I don't really want to play, man. Can we go back to Luris Vintage? Let's go back to Luris Vintage. Can I not die here? I take 7. I think I need to hit Time Walk of a Brainstorm. I don't think most things can keep up with all of one, but if I get mental misstepped after pitching my mental misstep, I may lose my brain. Oh, now even if I hit, still lose. Well, I don't. I'm like reaching for like Ancestral Recall, Black Lotus stuff. I think that any possible way that I could get tilted, just get tilted. All right. So I have an Endurance that seems reasonable. I have Hold Breacher, which seems quite good. Jailer, pretty solid. So I got some serious hate we're packing. We're packing some serious sideboard hate right here. We may even want Vigor just to hit Hollow One. I don't know if that's for sure yet, but I hate Force of Will in this matchup. What else do I hate? I hate Negation in this matchup. Wow, we already have enough cards to cut. Oh, would you look at that? I guess we can keep Flusters and Missteps then, and still stay full combo. Do we want Vigor? Do we want Vigor? We might want some Vigor. I actually kind of like Uro in the matchup. If we can live, it's very helpful. It's a little weird, but I don't think Uro is like super bad. by any means. I think I do want access to Vigor. There's another thing to be said about like cutting Aluren and then not having any Vigor targets for my opponent, but I actually think you're not supposed to cut Misstep any longer because of Noxious Revival, but we are on a pretty low strip mine package, so maybe we don't play enough Wastelands for that to matter. It's possible. I've actually been keeping in Mental Misstep a lot versus this deck nowadays, just because of Noxious Revival, but yeah, I don't think we need Vigor when we have 4 Strix. So I'm kind of just gonna keep it like this. Cut Grist? I actually think Grist looks great in the matchup. It makes 1/1s. So the idea is we stop them from doing their thing with our problematic permanents, and then we need to outgrind them. Okay, I accept. Yeah, that would make sense as well on the draw. Oh, la, 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 la. All right, they're mulliganing. 5 currently. Vintage has been very painful for me recently. I hate that it is like that, but maybe it'll get better. I'm saying versus, but I am just pronouncing it wrong. So it's not that I'm using the wrong word. It's that I'm just pronouncing it wrong. And I don't even think it's wrong, because I think colloquially, like, you can say it like that. So I think it's if you're gonna not like the way I talk, you're gonna in this instance, it may be a long stream for you, so. My brain runs faster than my mouth, so I end up spilling sometimes. Yeah, no worries. I just have had a bunch of interactions with people on YouTube who have commented about the way I pronounce things and how I enunciate things, and it's just not something that I'm going to change, or at least change anytime soon. So my opponent pitched a Squee and a Force of Will and a Hollow One, and I have a Hollow One. I think the first order of business is I need to Assassin's Trophy this Bazaar of Baghdad. The question will be, when am I Assassin's Trophying this Bazaar of Baghdad? So here's the problem, chat. If I wait till my opponent's upkeep, I can successfully play around Force of Negation, which my opponent has put 0 Force of Negations into exile, but they do have 3 Force of Wills in exile and 1 in graveyard. So my Assassin's Trophy is uncounterable on their upkeep, but going on their upkeep does give them another Bazaar activation. It is fairly unlikely that my opponent has Force of Negation after pitching 2 blue cards. I think it's correct to trophy in their upkeep. I'm going to go with trophy in their upkeep. With the trigger on the stack, obviously. Don't want to give them an extra loot here. Just trying to play correctly, you know? Sometimes playing correctly is a coward stream. The only person I listen to in chat is Andy. Everyone else, you may speak your mind, but don't expect me to listen to you. So, second Bazaar. No, Gaia's Cradle. So I am getting smacked here for 7. But I have some Strixie boys. Will be good. Did they not activate? I wasn't looking. Oh, they may have not activated. So maybe they have negation. They could also have Force of Vigor, which I guess does hit Strix. So even if I had cut Aluren, there are still Strixes. What I may do here is cast... There's like something to be said about casting Uro. I go to 16. I go to 9. I lose to... The problem with Uro is Wasteland. That's the biggest problem with Uro. I think I'm just going to see if I can bait a negation with this Preordain. I highly doubt they are, but maybe they are. All right, well, they didn't have a Czar last turn, so I think I would rather not draw a Hull Breacher. I don't think I need to draw another land if I'm not Urowing right away. A Jailer, interesting. All right, so we kind of just have to hope for no Vigor. Because they have no forces. I guess they could have Fury. God, Fury's so good against Baleful Strix. That's wild. Fury is so good against Baleful Strix. Wow, I didn't even think about that. Okay, so if they Fury, we take another 7 and go to 6, and then we have another pair of Strix. Do you want me to help you, Mason? Like, what are we saying? Are we saying you just can't see? All right. I mean, this trade is perfectly acceptable for us. If they're all in on the Root Wallet train, we're going to be in a good world here where we can actually just cast this Uro instead. What we can do is fetch Mystics. See, look at that. Played around Wasteland. God bless. All right. So now we can no longer fetch Mystic Sanctuary, Ancestral into Uro into Ancestral. I do think I'm down to Uro this turn, though. Maybe I was supposed to keep that other tropical island off of the Ponder. I could see that being true. I could definitely see that being the case. Luster is real bad. Not real bad. I guess it stops Vigor on Strix, but... Uh-oh, Noxious Revival on Bazaar of Baghdad? Well, I'm tapped out for my Flusterstorm. Not good. We do have a Jailer. So, and we also probably just win the game if Aluren resolves. Let's see if they pitch negation. I'm interested to see if they have a negation in their hand. Vengevine, double Master of Death. All right, well, I definitely have to resolve this Jailer. Which it will resolve, because they have no forces. All right, so I don't want to run into Mindbreak Trap, so the first thing I should do is resolve Jailer. Now we'll play the Strix into Mindbreak Trap. I can't Fluster Fury anyways, so I think it's fine. Oh, I mean, I think I have to have these out. You lose too much valuable information if I don't have these extended. Yeah, I mean, I would just turn off chat if I were you. Like, if you just don't use chat, then you have a lot more screen space, right? Ooh, even drew that. I don't have any more green, but we should be in good spot here. The Masters don't come back. The Vengevine doesn't come back. They do have an activation, and they can find Fury, which would definitely murder us. But... Oh, I mean, I have chat on my screen, yeah. Oh, well. Has there ever been a time where Hollow One didn't have it all? I can't think of one. so unreal. They haven't even drawn that many cards this game. So if this hits any Root Wallas, they bring back a Vengevine. Excuse me? All right. Well, if we hit a green source, we do kill them with Aluren. So there is that. All right. Fetch land for the win. We also can draw into fetch land with Strix, right? They have 0 cards in hand, so we do win the game with a green source. I really think maybe I punted by not keeping that other tropical island. Of course. Fetch. Block. So I guess what is this thing? Can I get anything good? Each player, I gain 1 life, go to 5, block, take 4. So I could play it doesn't really help me though. And then I entered a weird dungeon. I guess it doesn't matter what dungeon I enter. I guess I punted this game. I had the ability to keep a tropical island on the top of my library, and I just felt that if I were to cast Uro, I would, and all my Baleful Strixes, I would eventually draw into another fetch land. But maybe that was idealistic of me. I don't think that's unreasonable. Maybe that was idealistic. I don't know. So unless my opponent drew Vengevine and 2 Root Wallas for turn, we won't die here. Or 2 Hollow Ones, sorry. Unless they drew exactly Vengevine, Hollow One, we shouldn't die here. All right, well, now they just need to draw 2 Root Wallas. Oof, that was pretty close. It was pretty close. So here I'm at 4. I can block the Vengevine with the Strix and the Blazing Root Walla with the Deathrite Shaman. And they pump and I go to 1, and then I win by making mana with my Shaman. I thought we were so far ahead in this game, and it ended up being like on the last possible turn we pulled through. It's so wild to me. Deck is so crazy. All right, we did it. We have slain them. Time to see if Magic Online crashes again. Aluren. Yeah, but you didn't see that coming. Boom! Cast with Aluren. GG's. Time to venture some dungeons. All right, Tomb. No, we don't want to do Tomb of Annihilation. We just need to go into the Lost Mine over and over again. All right, the Lost Mine of Phandelver. Boom. Scry 1. Bottom. Cast. I gotta read these every time. All right, Mines and Tunnels. I need to start auto yielding to things. All right, auto yield to you. And then I'm going into the Dark Pool. And auto yield to you. And auto yield to you. And I'm going to go into the Lost Mine again. I'm really grinding. Aha! Yes! We are now an adventurer. We've completed many a dungeon. Bless. Oh, that's sweet. It is really cool. I like it. I do like it. On the draw, I still don't know if we really want Vigor. We have all these Baleful Strixes, but I guess if opponents got all these Furies, maybe we want, like, Baleful Strix, or we will just want some Vigor. I don't know how much Vigor. A Vigor? Sure, A Vigor. What? You saw us venture into the dungeon a couple times. It was fun. It was a good time. It was a good time. I would do it again. Man. This hand looks so reasonable. Am I allowed? I'm like not allowed to keep this hand versus Hollow Vine, right? Did they keep their 7? No, they didn't. I mean, it accelerates us, and all of our hate pieces need to be accelerated into, so it's probably good. I'm gonna keep it. Is it better than other Aluren kills? I think it's more self-contained. Like, if you're not playing 4 color, which we're not, I think it's more self-contained. You don't have to play as many, like, bad random creatures. And the card by itself is not great, but it's also not, like, unplayable. So... Alright, so they played a hollow one, but didn't bring back a Vengevine. They have 0 cards in their hand. That's a good sign for us. We just have to beat an empty graveyard and a hollow one. I'm definitely down to draw an extra card. Oh, that's so good. So good. Alright, sweet. I think we just want to walk. See if we can't find a Hold Reacher or a Yixid Jailer or something. We're always going to get to deploy the Deathrite Shaman no matter what, so... Alright, this... Fetch... Yeah, I think that's, like, totally reasonable. But I can do, I don't know, I don't know, Andy. Like, this is what I was trying to get to, because if I can just get a Hull Breacher down, that would be ideal. Do I need 2 Deathrite Shamans? I guess it doesn't really hurt. It's pretty fun. I mean, I'm having when we do the thing, I do have a good time. The problem is when I'm not doing the thing, it was not exactly a great time, but that's just Magic. So I need to get better at I used to be pretty good about having fun while losing. I tweeted about this, but you gain a lot of life EV if you can have fun playing Magic when you're not winning games, because in Magic, even the best players are only winning like 60% of the time in a competitive environment. So you need to condition yourself to be able to have fun and take away things from games of Magic where you lose. Recently, I've had a hard time doing that, and I don't know if it's just because I've played a lot more recently than I used to, or something else is different in the environment. I'm not 100% sure, but it's like something that I'm trying to fix. Yeah. I mean, that's the goal, right? All right, so I'm definitely gonna Hold Reach when they activate, because that sounds like hot value. But yeah, You can hit me all you want. I got life to spare. They're just not gonna activate. Why you'd be like this? Well, it doesn't stop me from resolving a whole Reacher, so I guess if I pitch, me getting rid of Force of Will means I do have no way to stop Fury, which is kind of annoying. They're just gonna put all their cards in the yard, and then what? All right. I mean, I think we're in a good spot here. So what do we want to? All right, hold on. Stop. Where do we want to go to adventuring, chat? We're not allowed to adventure in the Tomb of Annihilation. That is off limits. We're not a high enough level. So we could gain a life, scry, treasure, scry, exile, scry, or get things. We can also scry, goblin, drain, draw. I think we just want to go back into the Lost Mine. I know Nami was saying that the dungeon had some value, but I'm not seeing. I mean, the real value is down here, right? Exile cards and play them, draw cards and reveal them. But I don't know if we're going to be able to cast it that many times. We might want to just go into the Lost Mine. Huh. So I want to keep open double green, but I also want to have black. I guess I'll keep open one of each. This one drain life? It does drain life. All right, so let's go to the Lost Mine again. Another black land. All right, I don't think we want that. And I guess I want to attack. Thing is, I'm not really blocking this hollow one. I just don't really want them to draw Gaia's Cradle. That would be the card we don't really want them to draw. I guess red card Fury is also like extremely bad for me. Red card Fury is problematic for sure. Are we allowed to activate this Deathrite Shaman with an active Petrified field? I guess is another question. Are we allowed to activate our second Shaman? Because I'd like to drain them, but they can Petrified field back a Wasteland or a Bazaar. I guess the Bazaar doesn't matter. And a Wasteland is a little annoying, but not super annoying. I guess we're probably allowed to. Oh, they dead. That's cool. 2 Allurens is the perfect number. All right, I've solved the metagame. It's just Aluren mid-range. Beautiful. Beautiful. An excellent show. Welcome to round 4 of this Vintage League with Aluren. Seems like a reasonable keep. Obviously, if you think your opponent has shops in their range, you should probably not keep this hand. But I don't actually put Justin on having shops in his range. Maybe it's in his range and he chooses not to play it. But I would suspect 95 to 99% of the time. Oh, okay, sure, why not? All right, ooh, sheesh. All right, that went okay. That went okay. That went okay. That was not the worst. We did lose all of our fast mana, but we also didn't have a Force of Will or negation in our top 14 cards. So, if they decide to kill us, we die. Not ideal. Wouldn't recommend it. Okay. All right. Let's get a preordaining. Looking for one of them forces. A negation? Yeah. A negation's good. Do we want a shaman as well? I think I do. That's ramp. And that's counter magic. Yeah, we don't have that much agency right now. That is a true statement. Especially when our opponent probably mysticals for Tinker here. But we don't have zero agency, which is nice. I like that. The preordained did its job. Tinker was found by the opponent. So I assume land, Tinker, Crypt. And then Clusterstorm. See what happens. All right. I have negation, pitching, Uro. What do you have? You have Force of Will. All right. Fair enough. That's a pretty good Wheel of Fortune, if I have to say so. Yep. All right, so we got some kind of maybe a Saga deck. Let's go Vigor, Opposition Agent, Hold Reacher. It kind of seems like the matchup where we get rid of all of our Alurens. We'll keep in one just to make everybody happy. Yeah, oof, too. Maybe we can't keep in any. Maybe we just have to side out the whole combo. Probably do. We can take out the Forest in this matchup. Especially because we don't have an Aluren anymore. I don't know if we actively want Strix out because my opponent could be on an Urza Saga deck. In which case Strix ends up being pretty reasonable. I'm not convinced we want Decay, but it's not bad. I mean, we might still have to trim some Strix after I said that, but... yeah, that's... well, what about, like, do we need 2 Uros in this matchup? Like, we could probably trim an Uro and then maybe 2 Strix. I think that seems reasonable. All right, so we are no longer playing Aluren. We are playing Bug Control, or Bug Midrange. Historically reasonable matchup versus this kind of deck. So let's see what happens. One thing we don't have is Wastelands, but they aren't always at their best in this matchup. But with Saga, that has kind of shifted a little bit. I got a Shaman. Deathrite Shaman. All right. 1 Moxen. Okay. Nice. I can cast Vigor now. Don't really think we're supposed to cast anything, seeing as that holds up all of our stuff. Maybe we're supposed to cast Preordain and like find a different blue card and make our draws better. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll do that. I guess it's like a little risky, but I don't know. I'm not a great bug player. I never claimed to be. Is this just a Hull Breacher? That'd be pretty bad. That would be the worst outcome by a large margin. Red? Yeah. It's a Hull Breacher, which is the worst outcome by a large margin. So he's playing Hull Breacher deck, which I guess is pretty reasonable, seeing as we saw Wheel of Fortune. I guess that means we're getting Pyroblasted too. All right, well, I got punished super hard for the line I took, which is to be expected, I guess. Yep. Wow, what a nightmare. Do I want this land so that I can hard cast? Well, I won't be able to hard cast anything after I use it once, so let's just take a Hull Breacher. Am I supposed to hit these now? Doesn't seem good to me. All right. Oh, no, don't F6. I did not mean to F6. I should not have F6'd. Lost 2 damage and a card in their yard. Why does it feel like it's not going to work out the way I want it to? Maybe I should have hit these lands in their upkeep. I don't know. Doesn't really seem good to me. Yeah, it's really good. I definitely played this game poorly, but I really don't know if it would have worked out even if we played it at our best. I guess we would have forced on Hull Breacher, they would have Pyroblast, and we would have flustered, and it would have been pretty good. It's just resolves. That's interesting. Oh, they have an answer right away? What are they playing? Fatal Push? Bolt? Must be Bolt. Yeah, Bolt, I guess. Hit this land anyways. So I guess I'm just gonna hard cast this Vigor. I mean, if it was Pyro, you're always countering on the stack, right? There's no reason not to. Maybe there's no reason to. Rise again. Rise again. Yeah, we got extremely outvalued in this game because I cast that preordain. I don't think this game was possible to win after I did that. It was extremely not small, but a very punishing error. This is probably why I don't play Bug. I still stand by that. Hull Breacher is not a good card. But it's at the best it's ever been right now, when there are minimum Pyroblast in the format. However, we have played against a lot of Pyroblast decks tonight, so maybe the showcase will be full of Pyroblast decks, and that will also be proven wrong. We'll have to see what happens. There are just no creatures in the yard, huh? Oh, there's a Hull Breacher. Maybe I should have eaten the Hull Breacher. So I can get back a Preordain. Yes, I have my, they haven't moved the wedding date log. We're still not streaming this weekend. Still not my wedding. And you saying congrats hurts me. I think I'm supposed to fetch for a Preordain here, even though we're just gonna get Pyroblasted and be sad and then die. All right, blast me. We didn't get blasted. I don't draw any cards because there's a hold breacher. Got it. Awesome. Fantastic. Shame concede? Oh, I'm off it. I'm just so off it. Definitely weren't winning, even if I played correctly, so. Yeah, I played that match atrociously. All right, fifth and final round. This is the hand Not Me wants to mulligan, but I'm keeping it. No, I was saying I didn't care about another Bazaar because they can't draw more than one card a turn. Oh, boy. That was so bad. Yeah, I mean, Bazaar, I'm gonna lose. I'm pretty sure, like, if I'm not playing a combo deck and I don't have a combo in my hand, like, or if I'm not playing a combo deck that doesn't have Wasteland, I just think every hand loses to Bazaar if you don't have Wasteland, right? Like, for the most part, if you don't have a way to kill their Bazaar, you just can never outvalue a Bazaar anymore. And our deck just, like, doesn't have that capability. Like, this hand could beat a Bazaar, right? If we draw into, like, the creature that combos, we could theoretically beat a Bazaar. So I don't think it's, like, unplayable versus Bazaar. It's, like, not a great hand, but... Okay, cool. Get to put that to the test. We have three Lich Lords. Arch Lich Lords. Oh my god. Look at the value. Look at the value. If they just waited, they could cast them for free off of Aluren, you know? What are they thinking? See, I don't think I'm allowed to counter Hollow One because I need to protect my Aluren. Y'all ever just draw two cards with no downsides and only upsides? Pretty good. I recommend it. It's wild to me that the Grinders Discord thinks that this deck is bad. I don't understand. This deck just looks completely unbeatable whenever I play against it. All right, so here's the plan. We draw on Lich Lord. We venture into the dungeon momentarily for fun. And then we slam an Aluren and kill them. Fantastic. Well, maybe next turn we'll draw a Lich Lord. A 3 and 52? 3 and 52? Those are odds. 3 and 52 are odds that exist. Could happen. Never say never. Technically, we get 2 draws unless they add additional clock. Hello, additional clock. Oh, wait, you just missed damage. Oh, what? Wait, what? Wait, what? 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 Shouldn't we have done this pre-combat? So this basking rule. 8, 10, 12. Fantastic. Concede? Oh, no, 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 Rodman. No, no, no. We win this game. We are 3 out of 50 cards to win this game. We are a 6%er. Is that true? 6% to win this game on the spot, no contest. 94% to lose this game. I don't know if it's actually 6%. I just made up numbers. Yes. Fantastic. 6%. Do you believe? It's slightly less likely than us hitting a 20 on that treasure chest and having a Citadel in hand. Survey says... Lich Lord. Lich Lord. Lich Lord. Lich Lord. Lich Lord. Probe is not a redraw with Chalice in play. Never lucky. Strix would be a redraw. Strix would be a redraw, and Uro would be a redraw. But no bueno. Unlucky. Feel like we were favored to draw it there. Okay, back to the Hull Breachers and the Jailers and the Endurance and then the Forces and the Negations and the what was the other card? Abrupt Decay. Fantastic. Submit. All right, let's try again. Okay. All right, okay. This is the kind of hand where they Fury my Jailer, Wasteland my Underground Sea, and then I lose. But I'm down for that. No, I'm talking about a different Discord. But you are more than welcome to join the Vintage Discord. Everyone is welcome to join the Vintage Discord, for better or for worse. Recently, not for better. My opponent's at 4 cards. You love to see it. 3 cards. Oh, yeah. Probably not. I don't run that. No idea. Unlikely. Yo, what's up, Rodman? Thanks for the follow. Ooh. Did your recent... Sure, why not? All right, cool. My opponent has kept their 3-card hand. I am about to put them to jail. Some players go on adventures. Some go to jail. Force of Will. Does that mean their hand was Bazaar of Baghdad, Force of Will, Force of Negation? No, they just kept Force of Will. Interesting. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play Deathrite, and I'm going to Ancestral on their upkeep to play around. Oh, they just let that. All right, well, they have 6, so I'm just going to cast Ancestral. You're going to get greedy with me. I'm going to abuse it. Next level gaming. Don't really want to gush. I want all my mana. Fluster Tropical Island. Yeah, I don't think I hate an idea of having a Fluster. Maybe I'm supposed to attack for 1. Not really sure. Eating my own graveyard's not good for exactly dig. Oh, they had a force in their yard. Oops, I didn't forgot about that. All right, now I guess I'll gush. Blue. Let's go, yeah, blue and green. I guess I can just do blue and black. Or just blue and gush. Beautiful. Green, black, Leovold. I did way too many. What's happening? Just play all the things. Oh, actually, I can't play all the things now. Gotta hold open my Flusterstorm. Alright, yeah, I'm literally taking actions at random. Because my opponent is just F6ing through the turn, and I'm just putting things in play. This? It extracts immense value. I don't know why I need to hold up Flusterstorm, though, because I can't stop a Fury. Where are my fetch lands? I swear I play fetch lands. No bizarre. Wait. All right. How I put some Vengevine? Wait, what are they doing with this? We got a Leovold in play. Yeah. All right. We took random game actions, and our opponent's deck folded in on itself, which is, to be fair, one of the things my opponent's deck does do. Sometimes you don't keep the 7-card hand with Bizarre, Force, Hollow One, and you just mold a 3 and die. Yeah, look all the cards we draw, Andy. We would draw so many cards. What do we got? See, like this hand. There's no way this hand's good enough, right? Like this hand needs a Moxen. The idea of having all of my Bizarre hate be like cards that cost extra mana is like not acceptable. When their entire deck operates for 0 mana, you can't really be playing 3 mana and 2 mana hate cards. But I also don't really think I'm allowed to mulligan this hand, not me. Like, probably have to keep it. Like, what am I gonna do? Mulligan until I find my 1 strip mine? Like, we just have not a great time. I do have an endurance. This is true. Maybe my opponent will mold a 3. Who knows? Serum on 6. All right, they kept a 6-card hand, which is not great. They did lose a Hollow One and a Vine, though. Draw the Mox, like a true bug player. Draw my artifact mana on turn 1. I agree. Let's do that. Rise again. Mox, oof, a classic. All right, they have another Vengevine and a Squee. A Mox for a Jailer is peak play. Survey says Busters. Also, like Lotus Aluren would be pretty sweet there as well. Lotus Aluren would be pretty sweet. All right. Yep, we got a Deathray Shaman. That's what I signed up for. Hope we don't get Vengevined. They return a Squee to their hand, which is bad for me, because now their Bizarre Bad Dad is Faithless Looting for free. Good morning, Kai. Ah! Unfortunate. Here comes Vengevine. I can block Vengevine indefinitely with a, whatever this thing is. A Grist Insect. Was I supposed to fetch Basic Forest? Probably not. Maybe I'm supposed to fetch Basic Forest this time. Forest is so bad, though. Forest doesn't cast Baleful Strix. Yeah, I have to get a non-basic. Basic Island is so bad. I guess, I guess we can get behind a Basic Island here. Was I supposed to get Basic Forest with the Deathray Shaman? All right, I'm not going to target their Wasteland so that they don't Surge, Noxious Revival it. That would be bad for me. Yeah, I guess I should have gotten Basic Forest. I didn't think that through. It's okay. I'm just going to get Furied here, and everything will be in its rightful place with Justin dead. Maybe I'm not allowed to board out Force of Will anymore, Andy. If Fury is that big of a deal for me, maybe I just have to keep Force of Will in. I really, really hate playing Force of Will against this deck because you just never are going to outvalue your opponent, but maybe I just have to. Oh, fuck off! How does this continually happen? Couldn't have happened to a better guy. No, just kidding. Black Lotus. Black Lotus? Unfortunate. Am I even allowed to preordain? Am I gonna die if I preordain? 3. They discarded Cradle? Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know. I don't think it matters. I think, like most matches of Magic, this deck either beats itself or beats us. So. Yeah, I guess I misboarded and I have to keep in Force of Will against Fury. I mean, Fury didn't come up in this game, but just for future reference, I probably have to keep Force of Will in this matchup now because of Fury. That's something that I didn't really think about until we played this league through all the way, but at least it's a pretty good lesson learned. At least, like, we got something out of this instead of just, you know, getting completely manhandled and not being allowed to play Magic. So we learned a lesson, which is great. Yay. Fantastic. We got some play points back, which is, you know, it's good. It's good. Last time, you know, who knows? Drawing positives. All right. So, what do we think about this? What do we think about this? Let's do some reflection. It's pretty bad. The Aluren combo is nice and compact now, though. I like that it's only, you know, 5 cards deep. I do like that. I think that's pretty sweet. In terms of the actual combo, how compact it is, how it interacts with the rest of the deck, the power level of the cards on their own, I actually think that the combo was pretty good. I was pretty happy most of the time when we had it, and it definitely won us games. So overall, combo, not bad. This fair bug shell with Baleful Strixes seems like a mess to me. The best part about playing Bug is you have Wasteland, and this deck doesn't have any Wastelands in it. As I said before, unless you're playing a true combo deck, you kind of just have to play Wastelands in 2021 Vintage. There are just, that's just your two options. You play Wasteland or you play a true combo deck, and that's I think that's just how it is. Shops is a Wasteland deck. Bazaar is a Wasteland deck. Bug is a Wasteland deck. Those are your Wasteland decks, and then you just you can play Doomsday and PO, which are true combo decks. So I really don't think there's a lot of room in Vintage right now for doing fun things. And I don't know if I was living in like some kind of dream world before where it felt like doing fun things was very achievable. But right now, I really found that just trying to play these fun and interesting decks has been just an absolute train wreck. I think that the level of tuning that Bazaar and Doomsday have, Bazaar, Doomsday, and I guess Bug have right now, really just makes it so these cool and interesting fair decks have an extremely hard time operating underneath the pressure. Like Doomsday, Bazaar, Shops, and Bug operate on such different axes of attack, and they pressure point you in so vastly different ways that it's extremely hard for your deck to be robust enough to combat each and every one of the game plans. Like I think you used to be able to like dedicate some sideboard slots to Bazaar, and you had the matchup fairly covered enough to like play Magic. Now, if you're not like extremely, you have a Wasteland, you have 7 cards in your graveyard in your sideboard, it doesn't feel like you can actually effectively play, back and forth Magic with Bazaar. And then obviously Doomsday is just so compact. It feels like a complete train wreck sometimes if you don't play enough interaction, which is hard to play enough. It's hard to play a deck that has like 4 Flusterstorms and 4 Wastelands and 4 Surgicals in your board. Like having all the tools you need to actively like play, it's not even play. It's not even play because you shouldn't be able to have a deck that is good against everything, right? And I get that, but you should be able to have decks that can have games where they have strong, like reasonable chances of playing a match of Magic with your opponent. And I feel like a lot of the time right now, the games of Magic are just are completely one-sided. I don't know. This might just be my musings. It might just be me, being on an extreme loss streak. I have not been doing very well recently. I don't remember like the last time that I had like an actively good thing happen or played very well in a tournament and did well in a tournament. So it could just be that I'm losing and I'm playing badly, and that's just how I'm viewing it through like a very negative lens. But maybe there's like some truth to the matter. Hard to say. Either way, trying to be more positive and try to draw conclusions. Definitely the force of will thing is a very interesting an interesting observation where we see how Fury has changed a matchup. Like it really, I for a while I've been boarding forces out of a lot of these style decks when I play against Hollowvine, but it seems like maybe that's not the case anymore, and I have to keep it in, which is a good thing to know and a good thing that we learned. So if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, help me grow the channel. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, comment Arc Lich in the comments, and then you get eternal love and gratitude from the streamer player thing. I'll see you next time.